I cry you mercy, sir, and well could wish you had not found me here so musical. Let me excuse me, and believe me so. My mirth it much displeased, but pleased my woe.
'Tis good, though music oft hath such a charm to make bad good, and good provoke to harm. I pray you tell me, hath anybody inquired for me here today? And much upon this time have I promised here to meet.
You have not been inquired after. I have sat here all day.
I do constantly believe you. Time is come even now. I shall crave your forbearance a little. Maybe I will call upon you anon for some advantage to yourself.
I am always bound to you.
Very well met and welcome. What is the news from this good deputy?
He hath a garden circummured with brick, whose western side is with a vineyard backed, and to that vineyard is a planched gate that makes his opening with this bigger key. This other doth command a little door, which from the vineyard to the garden leads. There have I made my promise, upon the heavy middle of the night, to call upon him.
Are there no other tokens between you agreed concerning her observance?
No, none, but only a repair in the dark. And that I've possessed him my most stay can be but brief, for I have made him know I have a servant comes with me along, that stays upon me, whose persuasion is I come about my brother.
'Tis well borne up. I have not yet made known to Mariana a word of this. I pray you be acquainted with this maid. She comes to do you good.
I do desire the like.
Do you persuade yourself that I respect you?
Good friar, I know you do, and have found it.
This your companion hath a story ready for your ears. I shall attend your leisure, but make haste. The vaporous night approaches. Welcome. How agreed?
She'll take the enterprise upon her father, if you advise it.
It is not my consent, but my entreaty too.
Little have you to say when you depart from him, but soft and low. Remember now, my brother.
Fear me not.
Nor, gentle daughter, fear you not at all. He is your husband on a pre-contract. To bring you thus together 'tis no sin, since that the justice of your title to him doth flourish the deceit. Come, let us go. Our corns to reap, for yet our tithes to sow.
Take those lips away that so sweetly were forsworn, and those eyes the break of day, lights that do mislead the more. Sealed in vain.
I have the warrant, Claudio, for thy death. It is now dead midnight, and by 8 tomorrow thou must be made immortal. Where is Barnardine?
As fast locked up in sleep as guiltless labor when it lies starkly in the traveller's bones. He will not wake.
Who can do good on him? Well, go prepare yourself. Welcome, Father.
The best and wholesomest spirits of the night envelop you, good provost. Who's called here of late?
None.
Not Isabel? She will then, ere it be long.
It is a bitter deputy.
Not so, not so. His life is paralleled even with the stroke and line of his great justice. Have you no countermand for Claudio yet?
None.
But he must die tomorrow.
Sir, none.
As near the dawning, provost, as it is, you shall hear more ere morning.
There comes no countermand. Lord Angelo hath to the public ear professed the contrary. This is his lordship's man.
And here comes Claudio's pardon.
Good evening.
My lord hath sent you a note, and this further charge, that you swerve not from the smallest article of it, neither in time, matter, or other circumstance. Good morrow, for, as I take it, it is almost day.
I shall obey him.
This is the pardon purchased by such sin for which the pardoner himself is in. Now, sir, what news?
I told you. Lord Angelo, belike thinking me remiss in mine office, awakens me with this unwonted putting on. Methinks strangely, for he had not used it before.
Pray you.
Whatsoever you may hear to the contrary, let Claudio be executed by 4 o'clock this morn, and in the afternoon Barnardine. For my better satisfaction, let me have Claudio's head sent me by 5. Thus fail not to do your office, as you will answer it at your peril. What say you to this, sir?
What's this Barnardine that's to be executed in the afternoon?
A prisoner 9 years.
How came it that the absent duke had not either delivered him to his liberty or executed him? I heard it was ever his manner to do so.
His friends still wrote reprieves for him, and indeed his fact, till now in the government of Lord Angelo, came not to an undoubtful proof.
It is now apparent.
Most manifest, and not denied by himself.
Hath he borne himself penitently in prison?
A man that apprehends death no more dreadfully than a drunken sleep. Careless, reckless, and fearless of what's past, present, or to come.
He wants advice.
He will hear none. He hath evermore had the liberty of the prison. Give him leave to escape hence, he will not. Drunk many times a day, if not many days entirely drunk. We have oft awaked him, as if to carry him to execution, and showed him a seeming warrant for it. It had not moved him at all.
More of him anon. There is written in your brow, provost, honesty and constancy. So, in the boldness of my cunning, I will lay myself in hazard. Claudio, whom here you have warrant to execute, is of no greater forfeit to the law than Angelo that hath sentenced him. To make you understand this in a manifested effect, I crave but 4 days' respite, for the which you are to do me both a present and a dangerous courtesy.
Pray, sir, in what?
In the delaying death.
Alack, how may I do it, having the hour limited, and an express command to deliver his head in the view of Lord Angelo?
By the vow of mine order, I warrant you, if my instructions may be your guide, let this Barnardine be this morning executed, and his head borne to Angelo.
Angelo had seen them both, and will discover.
Oh, that's a great disguiser. If anything fall to you upon this, more than thanks and good fortune, by the saints whom I profess, I will plead against it with my life.
Pardon me, good father, it is against my oath.
Were you sworn to the Duke or to the deputy?
To him and to his substitutes.
You'll think you have made no offense if the Duke avouch the justice of your dealing.
But what likelihood is in that?
Not a resemblance, but a certainty. Yet since I see you are still fearful, I will go further than I meant to pluck all fears out of you. Look you, sir. Here is the hand and seal of the Duke. You know the character, I doubt not, and the signet is not strange to you.
I know them both.
The contents of this is the return of the Duke. You shall anon overread it at your pleasure, where you shall find, within these 2 days he shall be here. This is a thing that Angelo knows not, for this very day he receives letters of a strange tenor, perchance of the Duke's death, perchance entering into some monastery, but by chance nothing of what here is writ. Look, the unfolding star calls up the shepherd. Put Fret not yourself into amazement how these things may be. All difficulties are but easy when they are known. Call your executioner. I'll give Barnardine a present shrift and advise him to a better place. Then off with his head. Yet you are amazed, but this shall absolutely resolve you. Away, it is almost clear dawn.
Now, sir, how do you find Barnardine?
Sir, induced by my charity and hearing how hastily you are to depart, I am come to advise you, comfort you, and...
Fire nada!
Sir, you must.
I have been drinking hard all night, and I will not consent to die this day.
I beseech you, look forward on the journey.
I swear I will not die for any man's persuasion.
Sir, you must.
No!
Creature unprepared, unmeet for death, and to transport him in the mind he is were damnable.
Here in the prison, father, there died this morning of a cruel fever one Ragozine, a most notorious pirate, a man of Claudio's years, his head just of his color. What if we do omit this Barnardine till he were well inclined, and satisfy the deputy with the visage of Ragozine, more like to Claudio?
Oh, this is an accident that heaven provides. Dispatch it presently, the hour draws on, prefixed by Angelo. See this be done, and sent according to command, whilst I persuade this rude wretch willingly to die.
This shall be done, good father, presently, but Barnardine must die this afternoon. And how shall we continue Claudio to save me from the danger that might come, if he were known alive?
Let this be done. Put them in secret holds, both Barnardine and Claudio. Ere twice the sun hath made his journal greeting to yonder generation, you shall find your safety manifested.
I am your free dependent.
Quick dispatch, and send the head to Angelo. Now will I write letters to Angelo, whose contents shall witness to him I am near at home, and that, by great injunctions, I am bound to enter publicly, and by cold gradation and well-balanced form, we shall proceed with Angelo.
Here is the head. I will carry it myself.
Convenient is it. Make swift return, for I would commune with you of such things that want no ear but yours.
I will make all speed.
Isabel. She's come to know if yet her brother's pardon be come hither. But I will keep her ignorant of her good, to make her heavenly comforts of despair when it is least expected. Good morning to you, fair and gracious daughter.
The better, given me by so holy a man. Hath yet the deputy sent my brother's pardon?
He hath released him, Isabel, from the world. His head is off and sent to Angelo.
Nay, but it is not so.
It is no other. Show your wisdom, daughter, in your close patience.
Oh, I will chew him and pluck out his eyes!
You shall not be admitted to his sight.
Unhappy Claudio, wretched Isabel, injurious world, most damned in Angelo!
This hurts not him, nor profits you a jot. Forbear it, therefore. Give your cause to heaven. Mark what I say, which you shall find by every syllable of faithful verity. The Duke comes home tomorrow. Nay, dry your eyes. One of my convent and his confessor gives me this instance. Already notice has been carried to Aeschylus and Angelo, who do prepare to publicly give up their power. If you can pace your wisdom in that good path that I would wish it go, you shall have your bosom on this wretch, grace of the Duke, revenges to your heart, and general honor.
I am directed by you.
To Friar Peter must I go. Mariana's cause and yours I'll perfect him withal, and tomorrow he'll present you to the Duke, and to the head of Angelo accuse him home and home. For my poor self I am combined by a sacred vow, and shall be absent. Command these fretting waters from your eyes with a light heart, Trust not my holy order if I pervert your course. Who's here?
Good even, friar. O pretty Isabella, I am pale at mine heart to see thine eyes so red. They say the Duke will be here tomorrow. By my troth, Isabel, I loved thy brother. If the old fantastical Duke of Dark Corners had been at home, he had lived.
Sir, the Duke is marvelous little beholding to your reports, but the best is he lives not in them.
Friar, thou knowest not the Duke as well as I do.
Well, you'll answer this one day. Fare ye well.
Nay, tarry! I can tell thee pretty tales of the Duke.
You have told me too many of him already, sir, if they be true. If not true, none were enough.
I was once before him for getting a wench with child.
Did you such a thing?
Yes, marry did I, but I was fain to forswear it, else they would have married me to the rotten meddler. Ooh.
Sir, rest you well.
If body talk offend you, we can have very little of it. Nay, friar, I am a kind of burr. I shall stick. And
Every letter he hath writ hath disvouched the other.
In most uneven and distracted manner. His actions show much like to madness. Pray heaven his wisdom be not tainted. And why redeliver our authorities in public?
I guess not.
And why should we proclaim it that if any crave redress of injustice, they should exhibit their petitions publicly?
He gives his reason for that. To have a dispatch of complaints, and to deliver us from devices hereafter, which shall then have no power to stand against us.
Well, I beseech you, let it be proclaimed betimes in the morning.
I shall, sir. Fare you well.
Good night. This deed unshapes me quite, makes me unpregnant and dull to all proceeding. But if flowered maid, and by an eminent body that enforce the law against it, how might she tongue me? Yet reason dares her no, for my authority bears of a credent bulk that no particular scandal once can touch, but it confounds the breather. He should have lived, save that his riotous youth with dangerous sense might in the times to come have taken revenge. By so receiving a dishonored life with ransom of such shame, would yet he had lived. Alack, when once our grace we had forgot, nothing goes right, we would and we would not.